Namaste. Welcome to this short practice for chair yogis. So as we move into holiday time, there will be fewer live classes, but hopefully a few of these videos will allow you to keep your practice going during the holidays. So today we're going to just start sitting on our chairs and sitting in a comfortable way. So you don't want to be leaning back into your seat, but sitting towards the edge of your seat so you feel the action of your supporting muscles to keep your body nice and upright and feeling that sense of vitality. We're going to rest our hands wherever is comfortable. You can rest one palm in front of the other if you like, closing the eyes or gazing gently downward and just taking a moment to bring yourself into your yoga space, your yoga time. And this is a time to notice things, to have an active curiosity about how your body feels and how you respond to the practices, the movements that we're going to do. So begin by taking your awareness around your body, just feeling how you are feeling today. It's often easier to find the things that feel not so good than it is to feel the things that are feeling better. So take a moment to allow your body to tell you where your discomfort is, where your aches and pains and stiffness are. But also notice those areas that are not so talkative, where the body feels more at ease, is a little quieter, perhaps a little bit more comfortable. Notice emotionally how you're feeling. What sort of day it's been, what sort of week it's been, what your reactions have been to that, and the sorts of thoughts that you have on your mind. There's no judgment in this practice at all. We don't berate ourselves for thinking about the shopping list or for having been stressed out about something we have no control over. We simply accept that is the situation. That's what we're working with today. Accepting, allowing, and becoming more peaceful, more at ease, more relaxed. When you're ready, you can begin to deepen your breath. Then as you exhale, just using a little bit of your tummy muscle action to ease the last bit of air out of the lungs. Of course, it's not the last bit, but ease a little bit more of air out of the lungs. Breathing in deeply into the sides, the upper back, the collarbones. Breathing out slowly, completely, and just using that tummy muscle action to help a little bit more air out. Breathing into the rib cage, the chest, the back. Breathing out slowly, deeply, completely. Breathing into the rib cage, the chest, the back. Breathing out this time, see if you can allow your face to soften, your jaw to soften, your tongue to soften as you exhale. Keeping it soft, breathing in again, deeply and fully. Breathing out, softening the shoulders, the chest. Breathing out slowly and completely. One more deep breath. And exhaling. You can allow your breath to stay in this rhythm. And now gently drawing your chin downwards. So you don't need to get your chin to your chest, just dropping your chin forwards to the point that feels like a good position for you. It feels maybe like a touch of lengthening at the back of the body. And then here, rolling the right ear towards the right shoulder, and back chin towards the chest, and then left ear towards the left shoulder. Coming back chin to chest. Rolling to the right, just exploring how that feels, rolling back to center. Rolling to the left, these little half semicircles, rolling back to center. Keep going side to side and just feel where you have that discomfort or stiffness or stickiness. And maybe you feel ready to take the chin all the way up from the right ear to the left ear, rolling in a D-shaped circle. And if you don't, that's okay. Keep going, exploring with your neck, moving in the opposite direction if you're doing circles. Doing what feels like it's useful, what feels like it's releasing, or getting into a little bit of those stiffer places. When you're ready, you can bring your head back to center and lift your chin so that you're more neutral again. And then we'll begin moving our shoulders. So you can move both shoulders at the same time, or you can move one at a time. You can do working on the left shoulder, a few circles, working on the right shoulder, a few circles. Notice what other parts of the body are engaged in this movement. Your chest, your upper back, the sides of the body, the neck. Let's roll the left shoulder forwards. And the right shoulder forwards. And now doing both shoulders, maybe allowing the arms to be a bit freer. You can go in either direction. We're going to go in both directions. So just let your arms follow the movement, doing whatever feels good to them. And then we're going to focus on the left side first. So keeping the elbow soft and the fingers and wrists really nice and floppy, making the biggest circles you feel you can work up to with the left elbow. So it's the arm and the shoulder, of course, that is moving. But if we focus on the circle we make with the elbow and keep the arm nice and bent, then we get a little bit more rotation in the shoulder there. We can go both directions. Again, allowing your body to move with the practice. If you want to, particularly your head and your neck. And releasing down on this side. Same thing on the other side. Nice floppy fingers and wrist, bent right elbow. And beginning to draw circles with that right elbow. You might find that as you work, the circles get a bit bigger, but it doesn't matter if they don't. Aiming to do what is naturally available to you, and it will improve with time and practice. And the opposite way as well. If your body wants to move with the movement, allow it to, particularly your head, your neck. We'll do one more. Very good. And now we've got our shoulders a little limbered. They might need a wiggle every now and again. You can totally do that. So we're going to turn the palms of the hands forward, allow the shoulder blades to settle down the back and lengthen the arms to the point that feels comfortable for you, but keep the upper arms towards the sides of the body. Retract your chin so you feel that the back of the neck is long, but you've got space underneath the chin as well. And then taking the right ear to the right shoulder, rolling to look down across the right side of the chest, rolling to look up towards the right side of the ceiling, and coming back with the ear to the shoulder and coming back to neutral. So again, finding your way. If this doesn't suit you, doing other movements that do. Retracting the chin, left ear to left shoulder, rolling your chin down to look over the left side of the chest, rolling up to look at the left side of the ceiling, coming back with the ear towards the shoulder, and coming back to center. We'll do it one more time to each side. Right ear to right shoulder, rolling down, keeping the arms close to the body, rolling up, ear to shoulder, back to center. Left ear to left shoulder, rolling down, rolling up, ear to shoulder, and back to center. And then just relaxing the arms, giving them a little bit of a wiggle. Let's roll our wrists. It's quite nice to begin this. You can do this with the fingers extended or with the fingers closed. And then bringing the hands together to interlace the fingers and making figure of 8 movements with your hands clasped together. Very good. If you can, reverse the motion too. Super duper. Releasing the arms down to the sides. We're going to begin moving our arms. So it doesn't matter what you do here. If you want to follow a little bit of direction, you can begin with a gentle sway from side to side. If you're happy to find your own way, find your own way. Perhaps taking the elbows a little bit behind. We're trying to move our torsos as we move our arms. So feeling that expansion of the chest as you take one elbow back and then the other. Maybe doing a little side reaching or side bending. Maybe you reach both hands in front of you, rounding through your upper back, and then reach both hands wide and open the chest. And maybe you can find a little flowing movement with the shoulders up and down. So reaching the hands down, palms forward, reaching up and over, sweeping the hands forward and together. Backs of the hands as you reach forward, palms of the hands as you reach back. There we are. And any other movements that feel good, maybe a little bit more twisting action. And perhaps you would like to do a little bit of side bending, using your arms to find your way into the movement. And it doesn't matter how long the arms are or how straight they are. And maybe you want to do a little side twist and fold. Just taking your time as you move in this way, feeling what feels good and moving there. And coming back to center. Very good. Now hopefully the upper body feels nice and alive from the hips up, and maybe the lower body, which has been stabilizing, feels a little bit more rigid, so we're going to let that go now. So to do this, we're going to sit right a little bit further back into the seat and reach the right leg, the left leg even, out in front, and begin to make circles with the ankle. Circling the foot at the ankle, and in both directions. Remember, it doesn't matter what your shape looks like, it's about how it feels to you. Does it feel like it's good? Does it feel like it's releasing? Does it feel like it's working? Does it feel like it's useful? And then just bending and flexing. So pointing and flexing at the toe. And spreading the toes wide and scrunching them up. Spreading them wide, scrunching them up. One more like that. Then we're just going to gently release the heel. Now, if you've got a chair like mine that you can get your heel behind you, underneath your body, that's great. If you don't, just take care not to kick whatever's underneath your chair. So a little bit of working our knee by bending and flexing just the knee. You can keep your foot a little bit active, a little bit flexed here. Super duper. Backwards and forwards. Don't be worried about popping or clicking as long as it's not associated with any pain. I've got terrible crepitus in my knees because I broke this one when I was 20. But so it doesn't hurt, it's fine, but it does pop and grind a little bit. Smashing stuff. And then we're going to shift to the edge of our seat, and with the foot on the floor, make ankle circles, but let the knee bend as well, so that you get this rotation happening in your femur bones. I'm going to just turn to the side, hopefully get my foot on the screen a little bit better. So you can feel your thigh bone moving in the socket. Just a little bit of action. And I'm up on my tiptoes of the opposite foot to just support a little bit better for my body. If that feels good, you can go in both directions, of course. And it's a nurturing movement. We're stimulating the synovial fluid in the joint, trying to lubricate the joint a little bit better, draw a little bit more blood flow to the joint, keeping it healthy. And then when you're ready, you can bring your knee, bending your knee with your foot underneath. You can hold underneath the back of your thigh, lean back slightly away from your leg, and just stir your right foot, your right toes, making a circle on the floor. And you can go in both directions as well. This has a similar sort of effect, but more on the knee itself. I've got a squeaky chair. There we are. And then floating this foot down to the floor, take a moment to feel the difference between the two sides of the body that we've worked with. And then we'll do the same thing with the other side. So sitting back into your seat, stretching the left leg in front of you and starting with ankle circles. Circling your ankle, trying to get your fullest range of movement and in both directions. Then pointing and flexing. And you don't have to point hard, it's not about getting cramp. You can just lengthen through the toes, lengthen through the heels. And then spreading the toes, scrunching them up, spreading the toes wide apart, scrunching them up together, spreading them wide apart, scrunching them up together. And we do one more. I know it's one more than the last side, but there we are. Fantastic. Then if you can, find yourself a seat where your heel can get a little bit underneath you behind. It doesn't matter, we're just bending and straightening the knee. We want the foot to be pointing, but actually it doesn't really matter. If your foot points a little bit out to the side, it's not a disaster. But if you can get it to point straight up and down, then that's great too. Okay, it's just bending, straightening, bending, straightening. And you can do quite a few of these. You can feel the effort, the warmth that builds up in your thigh muscles. It's very good for stabilizing the knee if you've got dodgy knees like me. And then I'm going to turn in this direction this time, straightening, coming to the edge of your seat, lengthening your leg out in front of you, but keeping the knee bent and making ankle circles so that your knee follows the movement of your foot. So you get a rotation in your hip joint, your hip socket. Very good. And this might take a little bit of getting used to, but that's okay. We're going to go in the opposite direction as well. In our chair yoga for doing in bed, back strengthening exercises, we did this one several times, but with both feet at the same time. I'm not sure we can manage that on a chair, but there we are. Okay, super stuff. And then drawing this foot back towards you, hold underneath the back of the thigh, lean away from your leg. So you use your body weight to counterbalance, and then making stirring motions with your toe, drawing circles on the floor. A little Moulin Rouge style. And the opposite way as well. Very good. And floating this foot to the floor, taking a moment, now we've done all of that work, just to sit still and let the body assimilate all of that information. Pay attention to what parts of the body are talking to you and why. Take a few deep breaths. Make sure that you can relax your face, your tongue, your jaw, and if you find that's a challenge, swallow deeply to relax the tongue. Aces. And then when you're ready, you're going to come up to standing. Because we've done lots of things except where the spine comes deepest into the hips and where the legs come deepest into the pelvis as well. So we're going to take the feet nice and wide apart with the knees nicely soft, and then just taking a few hip rotations. It doesn't really matter what size your circle is. It could be the most subtle of circles if that's the most useful movement for you. And here you can see that I am moving my body around quite a lot. So we're going to do it like this to begin with. So nice and soft in the knees, moving your body around as much as the movement allows. Ooh, going in the opposite direction as well, trying not to fall off your feet like I nearly did. Very good. A little bit of light action across the tummy and the buttocks here to help stabilize in the center. And then we're going to do our Kati Chakrasana, our twisting, but we're going to come back to doing hip circles again. So keeping the knees soft and just gently twisting from side to side. Now here, you might find that it feels a little bit pulley across the knees if you keep your feet still. And if that's the case for you, then gently pivot on your toes. So allow the leg you're moving away from to gently turn with your movement. And if you've still got your feet still, we're all going to move into pivoting the toes now. So the leg you're moving away from, try to activate that buttock a little bit as you do, as you move away from it, which helps it to be strong and stable as you put weight back onto that foot and it comes to the ground. A little bit of light action across the belly muscles, letting the shoulders be really relaxed, the arms to be really soft, fingers even soft. And then when you're ready, just bringing your feet to stillness and allowing your body to lose its momentum a little bit at a time. Very good. When you come back to steadiness, if you feel that your feet are too turned out for you, you can turn them in a little. But if they feel fine to you, don't worry about it. A little softness in the knees again, hands on hips, and this time we're going to try and keep the torso and the feet quite still as we make our hip circles. So a little bit more purposeful in the hip circling or the pelvic circling. Very good. And you can go in the opposite direction as well. You might be aware of a little bit more effort in the upper body, the upper part of the torso to resist the movement, and in the legs too. Very good. Coming back to center. We've just got two more postures. We're going to do our cat pose with the chair. So taking your hands to your chair seat and stepping your feet far enough back to give your torso the length from shoulders to hips that you need to feel like it's suspended between those two places. A little softness in the knees. And then here, imagine you're pulling your hands back towards you as you lift your chest forward and your tailbone lifts behind you, lengthening the front of the body. And then pressing your hands away from you, pressing your feet into the floor, tucking your tailbone under and the chin coming to the chest. So inhaling forward, it's like the hands are dragging back towards your hips, opening the chest. exhaling, press the chair away from you. Press your chest away from the floor. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Here, in your exhaled position, just move into hula hooping. So this one is like a side cat. So we take the right side of the body over to the right. We take the belly towards the floor, left side of the body over to the left, and back towards the ceiling. So a little hula hooping action. Very nice for our spines. We'll go one more time in this direction, keeping the elbows soft but the shoulders active. And then go 4 times in the opposite direction. Using your belly muscles just a little. Letting your head follow the movement in whatever way feels good. Coming back to center. Taking a neutral spine, so bringing your spine into its sort of lengthened alignment. Then stepping up towards your seat, standing tall. Taking a moment, always when we come from folding over to being upright again, to just allow the spine to settle back into a neutral pattern for it and to find its shape again. And then we're going to do a downward facing dog with our chairs as well. I said only one more posture, but I really want to do something else, but I'll leave it for a different time. So taking your feet nice, far enough away again so that when you lean forward from your hips, your torso is suspended between where the hands are and where the hips are. Lifting in the belly, a little softness in your knees here. And you can begin by just gently turning your head from one side to the other. So you feel a little bit of releasing perhaps across the neck and shoulders. And then with the head neutral, you can maybe sway the hips from one side to the other. A little shake of your tail. And you might feel that you push off one leg, one foot a little bit to do that. And then move to the other side. And then in the center, you can extend through the back of one leg, bending the opposite knee, and then changing to the other side. A little walking of the dog, this is called. And when you're ready, just holding for a deep breath in, soft knees, deep breath out. And when you're ready, looking towards your chair, walking towards your seat, standing upright, holding onto the seat as long as you need to feel stable and able to move from there. So if you feel dizzy, just holding on for a little bit longer. Then when you're ready, you can bring yourself into sitting for relaxation. I'm just going to pop a jumper on. You might want to do the same or grab a little blanket and do that too. In fact, I'm going to do both. And if you need something underneath your feet for a little bit of support, a nice thick book or a yoga block if you have one. And what that does is it allows our knees to be out from our hips at about the same level as the hips. It's a little bit more restful for our hips. So come to sitting, supporting the feet if needed, wrapping yourself in a blanket. If you want to wrap it all the way up around your shoulders, you can, of course. Settling yourself back into your seat so that when you sit, you've got the support of that against the back of the body. And this is the perfect time to actually recline on a sofa or decide that you want to do this bit lying in bed as well. So finding the most comfortable position you can for your relaxation. We're going to rest our hands wherever is comfortable. Close the eyes and take a moment to allow our bodies to find themselves here. To allow the spine to organize itself. So we create a little internal lift without having to hold or grip or strive. Make any last adjustments you need to, and bring your body to stillness. Take a deep breath in and sigh out through your mouth as you exhale. Do 3 more of those. Deep breath in. Let your muscles begin to relax. Deep breath in. Relax your effort. Deep breath in and surrender down and back into your seat or support. Allow your breath to find its natural, spontaneous rhythm and fall away into silence. Take your awareness into your forehead. Feel it soften and spread. Feel the area around your eyes releasing, your mouth, tongue, jaw relaxing. From the top of your head, allow your body to have a sense of softening, letting go of tension, easing, melting from the top of your head all the way down over the face, the sides and the back of the head, the neck and the throat. Find your shoulders surrendering a little deeper. That melting sensation, easing any tension out of the arms, elbows, wrists, hands and fingers. A soft melting sensation across the chest and back, releasing and relaxing the middle back and low back, the abdomen, the navel area. Melting tension from the buttocks, the hip flexors at the front of the pelvis. Softening and relaxing the legs, knees, ankles, feet and toes. Allow the whole of the body to feel heavy, warm and supported, releasing down. Move your awareness to your breathing and gently deepen your breath. Finding an easy, full rhythm of breath. Drawing in prana, vitality, energy with every breath in. Releasing negativity, tension, fatigue with every breath out. Allow yourself to slip a little deeper into relaxation with every exhalation. Gently bring your awareness back into your body, into your hands and your feet by moving your fingers and toes. Rub the tips of the fingers and the tips of the thumbs over one another. And then maybe begin a little bit of circling the feet at the ankles, circling the wrists. When you feel ready, take a long deep breath in and feel a ripple of a stretch start at your center and find its way into your arms and your legs, your chest, your head, your neck. Gather yourself back in when you're ready. Bring your hands to Namaste. Lift your chest and take your chin towards your chest and just feel that gentle lengthen down the back of the neck. Smile to yourself. And when you're ready, raising your head, releasing your hands if you want to, opening your eyes. I hope that you found this practice useful, and I hope you enjoy the holidays if you are currently experiencing them. Namaste, guys. See you again next time.